Malacanang reiterates President Rodrigo Duterte supports the use of marijuana if and only for medical purposes.
Good day and welcome to Pros and Cons once again, where we ask the hard questions and you decide which side of the truth you would choose to believe. Nagbabalik po ako, ang inyong Undersecretary na Sy Egco. Ito po ang part 2 ng ating discussion about medical cannabis, no? or medical marijuana. Kung matatandaan po ninyo, last week nabanggit po na meron ng pinayagan, cannabidiol. Tawag doon, at yun ay sa isang brand ng gamot para sa mayroong epilepsy. And of course, pag-usapan din po natin yung mga breed ng mga marijuana, no? At saka hindi ito basta pinakuluan, gamot na. So yung mga folkloric use ang tawag doon. So marami akong nadidinig matatanda nung araw, pinapakuluan lang daw yan. Gamot sa sakit ng tiyan. So hindi po ganoon yung paggamit. Dahil ang pag-cultivate, pagtatanim, lahat ay illegal pa rin po hanggang sa ngayon. Kaya itong cannabidiol ay available lang sa abroad, no? Doon lang makakuha. That will lead us to our next question. So kung ni-import ito, Usec Earl, hindi mahal ito.
So ang mangyayari, Usec, once na-approve yung regulation ng DDB, ang FDA maglalabas ng administrative guidelines para naman bago ito ma-access ng publiko na nangangailangan, meron tayong safeguards and safety nets. So, for example, merong isang pharmaceutical company na gusto mag-import niyan, kailangan nilang kumuha muna ng S4 license sa Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency as wholesaler. Kung meron silang underling na distributor, for example, yung mga magbebenta sa kanilang mga parmasya, kailangan nila ng S3 license. Okay. Now, para naman itong mga doctors makapag-prescribe sila ng Epidiolex, kailangan meron din silang S2 license. So, meron po tayong mga sinusunod na protocols para dyan. Now, tulad ng pagkakasabi ninyo, the tough question is, magkano yung Epidiolex? Ang formulation kasi nito, dahil isa siyang oral solution, 20 milligram siya. So, annually, ang cost base sa kinompute natin, umaabot po ng $32,000 US.
$32,000 US dollars.
Ang cost nito annually. Kung for example, sa isang taon po kasi siya, kakailanganin na magamit for treatment. Ngayon, ito Usec, very promising naman kasi through the initiative of the Senate Committee on Health and Public Demography, which is being chaired by Senator Bongo, tinitingnan kung paano siya maipasok under the rare disease law na kakapasa lang para po ma-subsidize. Kasi kailangan din kahit papaano yung gobyerno natin, conscious of the plight of those who are in need of this medication, matulungan din sila, precisely.
No, kasi kung ganun kalaki, almost, more than $1 million ang halaga, $32,000, hindi ma-afford ng ordinaryong tao pala ito. Baka sabihin na lang, panglilibing ko na lang yan. Di ba? May mga ganong mga ganong argumento Do you believe so? Ito, sensible na natin Is that sensible again?
We understand din naman yung costing kasi yung through the laws that have been in place, parang I think it's kind of strictly that has to be FDA approved. In the medical cannabis community around the world, parang hindi naman talaga kasama sa eksena yung FDA except Epidiolex. This is actually the first one that's FDA approved. And yung from a frame of mind na sa business, hindi talaga mura magpa-FDA approved. May maraming research, maraming mga facilities. So, in a way, we kind of understand na bakit ganun siya kamahal. But at the same time, there are cultures na yung tulad ng pag-usapan, but yung sa mga sagada, ganun. Hindi lang naman sa atin sa Pilipinas. In other countries, they have the same type of mindset. Na okay lang din naman na kahit nasa bahay lang or something na ginagawa. Many countries, ganun din kasi nangyayari yung mga batas nila
Tingin mo, before we pause for a break, papatok ito sa Filipino public?
It's the soul of the country na talaga. That's at play right now Kasi yung nga po, 9 out of 10 na nag-agree na talaga
bagay,
dito.
no?
So, it's the devil's in the details.
Tama.
So, yun lang talaga yung pinag-aaral natin. Pero in terms of patok, 9 out of 10, that speaks for itself.
Last week, yung sa ating part 1, no? Yung hindi pa rin nagbabago, no? I think yung result ng poll doon. Still 9 out of 10 na tao po na bumoto ron ay in favor eh. Diba? Alright, so marami pa po may tatanong kay Doc, especially sa inyo, Doc, tsaka sa ating kay Bryan. No? But when we return, we'll talk more about medical cannabis, no? At saka hukayin itong issue na ito sa marijuana. So magbabalik po ang pros and cons.
Expanding and strengthening the space for a free and empowered media for our nation of 110 million Filipinos is a priority of the administration of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Two of the first orders that the President issued after assuming office in 2016 concern media freedom. Executive Order Number 2 on Freedom of Information and Administrative Order Number 1 creating the Presidential Task Force and Media Security. The landmark issuance on freedom of information provides for disclosure of all government records involving public interest and upholds the Constitution and the right of people to information on matters of public concern. We are now working with members of Congress on a Freedom of Information Act that will have a broader scope. The establishment of the Presidential Task Force on Media Security is considered as a first of its kind in Asia and possibly the world, and with a dedicated mandate to protect the life, liberty, and security of media workers. It is co-chaired by my office, the Presidential Communications Operations Office, and includes the Commission on Human Rights and media organizations as observers.
Welcome back to Pros and Cons, and today we're still talking about the proposed legalization of medical cannabis, no? Or cannabis, depende sa pronunciation eh. So kanina pag-usapan yung cost, no? Itong tanong ko sa iyo, Sir Bryan, hindi ba pang mayaman lang yung cannabidiol?
Medyo mahal kasi, no? First kasi nga,
Siya pa lang ba meron yan?
siya pa lang yung registered with the US FDA,
okay.
I think, no? But in the Philippines, hindi pa naman din siya
Wala
registered,
pa.
no? Nagtataas kasi yung cost niyan, una, because restrictive kung paano mo pwedeng makuha yung raw materials, no? Kasi the raw materials nga is marijuana, no? So, mataas yung cost niya, ni-research din nila, and hindi dito ginawa. So, sa ibang bansa ginawa. So, pag dinala mo yan dito sa Pilipinas, that's the reason why talagang tataas yung cost. Now, may mga iba tayong gamot na may mga generic equivalents na pinag-uusapan natin. No? So, the thing here is, hindi mo naman pwedeng gawin yan sa Pilipinas ngayon. Na makahanap tayo ng mas mura, pero would have the same medical effect. Dahil hindi nga pwedeng mag-cultivate dito sa Pilipinas. So dahil hindi pwedeng mag-cultivate sa Pilipinas, hindi mo rin pwedeng aralin sa Pilipinas because the mere possession is already a violation of a law. So dahil hindi mo siya maaral, hindi ka magkaroon ng available that can be accessible sa mas common tao, no? Sa mas affordable for them. Now, we need here to balance the situation. Gaano ba kadaming pasyente ang mga kailangan nitong medical cannabidiol na to, no? Kasi, will it even merit for a pharmaceutical company na mag-manufacture at mag-research nito kung hindi naman ganun kadami yung pasyente na may medical need? Now, kung hindi ganun kadami yung pasyente na may medical need at mag-i-invest ako as a pharmaceutical company, for example,
Malugi ka.
baka malugi ako, which might trigger na gamitin ko ito sa ibang paraan that becomes abusive to have a return of investment. So, this is where we need to strike that balance. Sa ngayon, ang inaalongan ng DDB, kunin galing sa ibang bansa.
For epilepsy.
Pero pag-aralan, no? Pag-aralan, paano yung magkakaroon ng regulation dito na hindi maging restrictive, kahit ordinaryong wana, kayang gamitin ito. Pero babalansihin natin. Kasi baka nga, dahil nga taas ng ininvest ko kailangan ko siyang mabawi.
Baka sa iba pa bumawi, mahirap
Yes,
na. Doc, yun. Epilepsy lang ba kayang gamutin? Nabanggit kanina, last week about depression and all that. Ano yung mga
Ngayon po kasi,
medical benefits niyan?
ang pinapayagan lang ng DDB na paggagamitan ng
Yung sa epilepsy.
naka-register ngayon, yung hindi pala naka-register, yung allowed na product is for epilepsy. So yun po yung label claim ng product na yun.
Okay.
Na kapag titingnan nyo, hindi talaga kikita ko yung manufacturer kasi ilan lang ko bibili sa kanya noon. So kung i-expand nyo ho yung use niya, which is already scientifically studied that it has good effects on a lot of cases pa, baka ma-promote natin yung pagbenta niyan.
Yung cannabidiol, pag ginamit na dito,
At pagreseta
so, tinanggap na siya, nare-reseta na, baka, yun nga, naturalmente, yung ibang, baka may ibang gamot din na with the same component, no, or other non-addictive component ng cannabis, magamit sa paggamot naman ng ibang sakit.
Ayun na nga po.
Ano bang sakit yung
But
niyan?
it's still marami pa rin ongoing research on it.
Okay.
That's why I advocate the use of the plant for research muna.
For research
and then,
only.
Then gamitin na siya for its established use based on clinical studies. And then yung sinasabing baka ma-abuse kasi wala kang bumebenta.
Yes.
Yung manufacturer malulugi siya.
Baka yung raw
Ang
material
suggestion ko
benta.
naman po is since kung i-expand siya at maraming makakagamit at mas magiging mura siya, sana gawin na lang ng DDB. Capable naman Philippines naman na mag-manufacture. Ibenta na lang sa mga designated hospitals o madali naman siyang i-extract. Capable naman po
Ang problema nga
Pilipinas.
lang, illegal nga.
Illegal
Mere
siya.
possession is
But
illegal.
If the Dangerous Drugs Board will be the one advocating it kasi mag-UHC na tayo, dapat mura yung
What
mga
if-
bibigay na gamot. So pwede po mababantayan nila yan.
Kung
Kapag
DDB
nag-designate sila.
mag-spearhead ng research, at least ando sa inyo yung marijuana, hindi naman huhulihin sarili. No?
Well, tinitingnan din natin yung technical competence and capabilities ng gagawa ng initiative na ito. Kasi hindi lang naman pasok dyan yung mere research, pati yung clinical trials, titignan din natin siya.
Kung talaga may epekto.
In fact, sinasabi natin doon, kasi may mga lumapit na rin sa atin Usec na ang kanilang concern, yun na nga, para mapababa ang cost, they will enter into clinical research and studies. Pagkatapos, looking at the possibility of manufacturing. Ngayon, ang flexibility na pwedeng gawin ng DDB in as far as the existence of the current law is concerned is very limited. Kaya nga in the case of Epidiolex, dahil ang premise is, etong dalawang klase ng epilepsy ay rare disease, kumbaga, inalaw natin dahil ang effective lang na gamot to cure this and to address this is Epidiolex. Yun lang yung inalaw natin. Now, si Doc kanina mentioned about other varieties siguro of illnesses, no? Ano-ano yung ibang klaseng mga karamdaman. Kung merong gamot na merong CBD, tapos ang kanyang magiging purpose is for other diseases on top of epilepsy. And seizures, pwede naman nating i-subject iyon to another process ng DDB. Gagawa natin ng regulation yon para mag-guarantee yung use and access.
Then we'll go back to compassionate use.
Yes,
once more, kasi it's
papasok
still
pa rin
not-
siya.
Ano yung
sa
compassionate use? What is compassionate use?
Ito po yung mga gamot na hindi available for use with established uses, pero pending registration pa siya sa FDA.
Okay.
Commonly po yan, ito po yung mga chemotherapeutic drugs. Pero ito po like mga unregistered kasi illegal pa siya. So if papasok po si Epidiolex, undergoing registration pa siya. So compassionate use pa rin siya.
Sa case po kasi Usec ng Epidiolex, ang sinusunod din kasi ng FDA Philippines, kung yung reference country, registered siya as a drug. Epidiolex in this case, registered siya sa US FDA at reference country yon. Pwedeng binding kasi dito sa atin yon. At lalagyan lang natin ng corresponding administrative guidelines on how the access could be facilitated. Now sa cost, ito rin yung isa sa mga nakikita natin. For other types of illness, kung ang tanong kasi dyan, yung CBD, yung medicine ba na mayroong content ng CBD or THC, yun lang ba yung available option para magamit ng pasyente? Kasi kung meron namang ibang medisina na mas mura na pwedeng gamitin as alternative,
Doon na lang.
Doon na lang. So, kasi tulad nito, may stringent process pa tayong tinitingnan for other illness. It was brought to our attention na may isang klaseng gamot na mayroong CBD content, which is meant to help patients suffering from multiple sclerosis. So sabi natin, hindi kasi siya kasama sa inalaw natin through the board regulation on Epidiolex. Pwedeng isubmit uli sa board yung recommendation and we will act on it. Basta ang stand ng board is case-to-case basis tayo sa mga gamot na ito.
You think we can properly regulate yan, yung mga ganyan?
The process is already there. No? May proseso tayo just in case na maging mas malawakan pa yung paggamit natin ng cannabinoid. No? Merong proseso na mariregulate ito. No? Kayang kontrolin ng PIDEA. And to be fair with PIDEA, no? Mas mahigpit talaga to. Every pill that we dispense for a PIDEA-regulated drug, hindi kami pwedeng mawalan kahit isang piraso. At lahat ng reseta ni Doktor doon, accounted for yun. Naka-inventaryo yun. Pag may isa o dalawang nawala doon, delikado kami with Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. May mga morphines, maraming ano yan. So, controlled yun. At hindi lahat ng butika meron nun. So, usually hospitals.
Usually these are the
Usually sa
narcotics.
hospitals. Because
Really
narcotics.
addictive.
Oo, may addictive
You will
substance.
have mga patients who will be drug seeking, they will come to you because of that. And then, kailangan nila ng iba, S2 lang. Wala na yung yellow form. Pero in the case of cannabidiol, kailangan may yellow form ka. Na
Pag
talaga
sinabi
very
uling
stringent
yellow
na yan.
form, ano pagkakaiba nun?
It just comes from DDB.
Sa amin po galing yun.
Yung yellow form na
It's
yun.
called the DDB form ho yun or yellow form.
That means
Registered po
regulated
yan.
yung drugs na yun. I see. Anong ginagawa ninyo ngayon to further push for the approval of this bill?
Right now, we're helping out lobbying. So we're going around Congress and just really trying to educate yung mga lawmakers natin of the positive things that are happening. And we're also saying that tulad ng mga medical communities like sa PMA, they also understand. But we're trying to reassure namin yung mga lawmakers na yung parang sa poll natin, 90% of not just the public but also the professionals, yung mga medical associations, even the Dangerous Drugs Board. These are friends of the movement, so to speak. Na lahat naman tayo, kumbaga, lahat tayo gusto na natin to. It's just yung policies na lang talagang yung kailangan natin ayusin mabuti.
Because right now, illegal pa talaga siya. Mere
Yes,
possession
yes.
is illegal pa rin. So, madami-dami, mahaba-haba pang
But it looks like everybody na gusto na talaga.
Alright.
So,
Hindi naman
crafting
pwedeng
those laws
agad-agad.
ang pag-usapan.
Alright, so let's pause for a break muna. And when we return, we'll check out the comments, other comments from our social media poll about today's topic. So stay tuned.
There are a lot of stories criticizing the government of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, including issues regarding media freedom. You read it in the headlines, you see it on television, in pieces written by observers both at home and abroad, even content from trolls in the digital space. The fact that such articles, reports, and accounts exist indicates that there is press freedom or free press in the Philippines. No censorship, no persecution. These narratives are something we expect, as our current administration is a game-changing one. But some of these narratives are written out of context. Some without basis, and others outright lies. It is our job to challenge and to clarify these inaccurate stories and to simply tell the truth. The Philippines enjoys a long-standing history of press freedom. As of 2018, there are at least 2,501 private media outlets. This compares to 34 government media outlets, taking just about 1% of the total media outlets. This plurality of voices is vital in safeguarding our functioning democracy.
You're still watching Pros and Cons. let's look at what netizens are saying about medical cannabis. Pabor ba kayo na isa batas ang paggamit ng medical cannabis o marijuana bilang gamot sa ilang mga sakit? Sabi ni Kimi, cannabis is more than a medicine. Look at Thailand and how they allowed it for medicine as part of traditional medicine. Look at US states and countries that legalized it for medicine, adult use and industrial use. We need to catch up, sabi niya. As an agricultural country, we need to study the potential of cannabis or hemp as sustainable industries on top of providing medicine and more. Parang suggestion na dito maging taniman. Ito naman kay Rud Tan. Sabi ni Rud, strictly in processed pharmaceutical form with strict chemical content level control for very specific medical conditions only. Tapos sabi niya, in bold letters, no to growth and cultivation.
Very opposite from the...
Opposite naman yung sila ni Kimi. No, yung kay Kimi, agricultural country tayo dito, pwede tayo magtanim, no? Tapos yung isa naman, ayaw niyang magtanim and mag-cultivate at mag-grow. Pero parehong pro. Parehong agree sila na
Sa medical.
With
sa
controls.
medical with controls. What's the consensus among medical practitioners?
It's actually a split.
No?
It's a split, okay, but I cannot really comment on the cons because some are still our friends, but they are still in the conservative side because there are still available drugs. But what happens if the available drugs are not working for that patient
Yun na nga.
anymore? So we still need to have an alternative, and for doctors to prescribe them freely to these patients, and without being castigated by our regulators.
Marami ba yung tawag dito, yung rare epilepsy na yan?
Yun nga po, kasi kapag rare lang talaga siya, konti lang ang
Konti lang
magbe-benefit.
talaga.
So there are more established uses of the oil of cannabidiol that the regulators should consider so that they
Not
would
only for epilepsy.
not only for epilepsy.
Ano pa yung ibang...
Most common would be cancer pain, the side effects of cancer. So those are the more common ones.
I see. So, pwedeng, yun, Usec.
Well,
Hindi
basically,
lang pala epilepsy. No?
Basically, kaya natin unang kinonsider Usec yung rare types of epilepsy is because tiningnan natin yung sa compassionate use at yung pasok doon sa rare disease law. Now, second, yun yung sinasabi ko rin kanina na yung case-to-case basis ng pag-allow natin ng access and use of these medicines na merong CBD, pwede namang aksyonan ng board yan. Kasi ang premise naman natin, again, is to give our patients access to this medication without compromising also yung kanilang pangangailangan. Now, if for example, merong ibang mga karamdaman na kailangan nila na ipapasa sa Dangerous Drugs Board yung regulasyon that will allow use and access, they can bring to our attention and we will act on the recommendation. Ngayon, wag lang natin ding ilimit yung lens natin na wala ngang ibang alternative. Kasi with the presence of other alternative medicines, yung presyo rin bumababa. Kasi hindi lang natin pinag-uusapan yung isang klaseng gamot na available sa market for that particular disease or illness.
So, yun. Bryan?
Siguro, again, we go back na kapag pinag-uusapan itong issue na ito, we always go back to the medical benefit of it. And the pharmacist group would always be after the safety of the patient and everyone in the healthcare industry
Yun
for
nga,
that matter.
Yung kanina, binabasa natin dito, yung si Presidente mismo. Sabi niya, more safeguards.
Yes.
Hindi
It's
niya sinabing
really
no.
safeguards.
Basta we need more safeguards.
Correct.
No?
Kasi what we're trying to avoid here, like in other countries, it's not actually marijuana, but they're having opioid abuse.
Aray,
Abuse of the opioids. No? So, what we want to avoid is sa pagiging lax natin, dito tayo maglilid na nagkaroon na ng abuso.
Pag pinayagan natin yung medical use, baka sumunod naman yung recreational use, payagan na rin. So, baka yun yung worry ng iba. What do you think about it?
Not in the Philippine context, but sa ibang bansa, I mean, from medical na naging recreational, Yung some of my friends, yung pinag-usapan nga namin, the exact same question is, and then what? I mean, the reason pinayagan from medical to recreational is kasi wala naman palang masama dito.
Okay.
So that was some of the frame of minds na yung sinashare ng mga friends namin. I mean, is recreational really a bad thing? But I'm saying that, but not to say that that's what I'm pushing for. But those are some of the mindsets na ano ngayon kung pwedeng recreational? Yun yung mga nasi-share din sa amin.
And that would be the subject of future debates, no?
Future debates.
Mabigat yan.
Not for today, not for today. Yes.
Oo.
And kasi kung ganun, if the countries feel that way and they allow their citizens to have access to that sort of thing, and in cities and countries na hindi naman nagiging dystopian society, what's the matter with something like that? But again, tama naman po, that's not a discussion for Philippine context today. Hindi
Kumbaga,
po,
nandito pa tayo sa stage ng medical use eh.
Yes,
Pero,
medyo advanced
so mahaba
na po.
pa, matagal pa. It's going to be in the future yan. In the
Yes.
very far future pa siguro.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you have it, our second part of this episode, no? Straight from the shoulder and right on the money. But before we go, kuhanan po muna natin ng mga closing statements sa ating po mga bisita. Unahin na natin si Bryan, no? Bryan.
So para sa mga viewers natin, no, we would like to assure you that the Philippine Pharmacists Association will always work with the government to make sure that the patient's safety will be the priority. In any case, that the law or these things will be made available in the public, rest assured that the pharmacists in the Philippines will be safeguarding this and making sure that this will not be abused with all the regulations that will be placed by the government. Again, our priority is the safety of the patient.
All right, very good. Edison, your final words?
Okay. To the
our
people who
viewers,
are advocating and really understand medical cannabis, I represent Sensible Philippines, and what we do is we work together with medical societies and dangerous drugs boards, and all sorts of people who are really involved in the medical cannabis industry. And we are happy and excited that tulad ng mga results natin, 90% ng Pilipinas, we're all for it. So it's just a matter of how we want to get it right. And I believe magaling talaga yung Pilipino. We know what's best for our country. We love our country, and yung magaling din po talaga yung medicine. So I'm confident that we're gonna find that sweet spot, and I believe that we're working with the right people, with the Dangerous Drugs Board, PDEA, Congress, and stay tuned. We'll get there. We promise.
All right. Well said, well said. Doc Peter, your message po sa ating mga...
Of course, as a physician, we are always looking after the best interests of our patients. And we want to make sure that there are therapies made available for them so that our patients would have a more comfortable life and free of pain and free of their diseases, that when they are given these medications that have been used for a long time, and there's only one alternative that they can still opt for. So we can still increase our armamentarium of treatment, and for our patients to know that it is available, and just to wait, because our regulators here are also looking after your best interest, and as a physician, we are waiting for it.
All right.
And we will be able to give you more treatment and more cure for your ailments.
All right, thank you very much, Doc Peter. Usec Earl.
On our part, we will remain committed in terms of doing public consultations. And rest assured that there is a whole of government approach in terms of looking at what we have to take as part of our future steps, especially when it comes to the compassionate use of medicines, and at the same time responding to the needs of our citizens. Just like what the President has mentioned, we will ensure that within the bounds of the law, there will be safeguards, safety nets, protocols, and mechanisms that will at the end of the day guarantee that what the provisions of the law requires are properly being implemented.
All right. Don't forget to tune in next week for another issue of national interest. For your comments, suggestions, and questions, visit our Facebook page and the PNA website. You may be for or against. You may agree or disagree. In the end, we're all Filipinos working towards the same goals. Will you choose what's right? Or will you stay on your side of the truth? Once again, this is Undersecretary Joel Sy Egco. Thank you, and see you on the next episode of Pros and Cons.